afternoon, college football fans. My goodness, it's been too long. I'm sorry, I just gotta say, COVID is evil. And seriously, this has really put a damper on a lot of things. Hopefully it hasn't put a damper on your lives. And if it has, well then you know what? Screw COVID and the horse it rode in on. But, guess what? We're back on it. And we're doing our thing here today. By the grace of God, alive, well, and happy to be here with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. College football. We haven't done the show since September 11th, guys. Or ladies and gentlemen, yeah, COVID. But we're back on it today to finish out the season. And, well, as crazy as things have been on IE Sports Radio, well, that's been the rest of the world, including college football. And my goodness, do we got some craziness talk today. I don't even know if we can make sense of it, but we're going to do our best. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. My goodness, I feel like it has been months since I have even logged in on Spreaker on my laptop. My goodness, it's been ever since Brandon showed me StreamYard. I was a little bit at first like reluctant and trying to get things going that way to be like, well, maybe not. But my goodness, ever since it's been like nonstop. All gas, no brakes, and it has been exciting, guys. I have been so, StreamYard, you guys have been seeing me a lot, once again, the whole COVID nightmare has kind of kept me away from that, too, for a couple of weeks. And then, of course, last week was helping my girl out with this, getting through finals and everything, and with her final, and it was awesome. We got a really good grade. We're excited. It was awesome. She got a good grade, and I'm proud of her, and I'm just really excited. So, like I said, that, of course, that was pretty important. But as you can see, though, last week we did get back on it for 3 and Out and for our primetime face-off, and I'm just really, really happy that we're back on it, and we are going to finish it out now. We're going to finish out the season. Week 15 of the NFL coming up. We've got just 3 more weeks in the season. As for college football, I don't even know how many weeks we have. It's championship weekend coming up this week, but it's like, what's going on? Are there going to be any bowls? Literally, could we get 1 bowl? I don't know if that's going to even happen. I don't know what in the world's going to be. Are the freaking college playoff football games going to even have bowl names? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this? Or is anybody going to sponsor these things? Like, it has been ridiculous. So, here today, we are ready, and as I always say, all glory to God, y'all. That's right, y'all. Where's my applause button at? Oh, I missed this thing. All glory to God. That's right. Without him, none of us are possible. None of anybody is possible. None of anything is possible. And of course, big shout out to all you fans out there, you listeners, because without y'all, none of us are possible here at IE Sports Radio. You are IE Sports Radio. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we really just appreciate the crap out of you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You have kept us all going, and it has been absolutely awesome. All of you, for your donations, your time, everything. Check us out on Ko-fi. We really appreciate all your donations. We have been getting some great donations to help us out with our goal, and he's trying to help us keep the station running for the time being. Me, currently, unemployed due to freaking COVID, and another one of the woes that this nasty little virus has brought. And like I said, by the grace of God, it's all right. Not complaining. Just trying to get through it. But you guys have really been awesome at keeping us going, and we really appreciate you all. So thank you all. God bless you all. But if you want to help us out, check us out at ko-fi.com/IE Sports Radio. Once again, that is ko-fi.com/IE Sports Radio. Slip us a donation. I don't care what it is, guys. I mean, just listening to Adam Karnick earlier on Chi-Town Weekly, and it's true, guys. I actually just listening to him right now, catching up on the shows. But here at iSports Radio. Check us all out, by the way. Check us out. You gotta love us. Check it out right here on Spreaker.com. Check out all of our shows weekly. But, yeah, guys, anything, guys. If you can send $2, $1. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter. If anything helps. It's all help us reach our goal. And we appreciate you all. And thank you all for your time. And really, thank you, of course, for your time and for listening. More than anything, thank you for listening. Because that is what does it the most. It's all of you listening. At the end of the day, hey, as long as we can afford to pay the Spreaker bill, at least, all of you listening out there is enough. But if you can help us out, keep everything going, the website, StreamYard, get that going, and then, of course, help us out, too, with future stuff, because I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know how long. I don't, guys. I really don't. I don't. So, if it works, I mean, if it doesn't work, my thing is very simple. If and only if, okay, this lasts a little bit longer, or however long, we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it, and it sucks. It really does. But we're gonna need that extra money. So my apologies for like the kind of crappy introduction there, guys. But if we do go a little bit longer, with all this and everything, and unfortunately, you know, the woes continue with work and all. It's just trying to save up and keep everything going for the coming months. So we appreciate you all. Thank you for all of your donations. And once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We all thank you here at iSports Radio, the entire iSports Radio family. We thank you from the bottom of your heart. And thank you all. So with that said, welcoming in here, he is, of course, the hardest working man at iSports Radio, and now iSports Radio Hall of Fame candidate. A guy I'm just so happy to have a part of this thing, man. He holds the station up when I can't. Him, Adam, Daryl, but definitely Taron the most, just because he's just always all over it. That's no offense to anybody else. I'm just saying that this guy's just constantly all over it, working hard. And when I can't be a part of this, there are times where the station would have been like maybe MIA for like a couple of weeks because of everything going on in my life and how chaotic it's been, even before COVID. Just certain times with my schooling, getting through my master's, everything. This guy right here has literally been like the saving grace, man, the driving force behind iSports Radio. And I couldn't thank him enough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming. He is host of our volleyball show here, Set Point, on iSports Radio. I gotta give that a listen from last night. Check out last night's show, by the way, on the Spreaker Show Reel. And, of course, he is of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, covering all Southern California sports. Great job there, as always. He had so much to be happy about this past year. My gosh, the Lakers, the Dodgers, all kinds of cool stuff. He played We Are the Champions 2 times, guys, by Queen. So, at least I think it was twice. It was once, but there was a Dodgers show, but I didn't listen to that because, I don't like the Dodgers. But anyway, with that said, welcoming the hardest working man at iSports Radio, and a guy that deserves the iSports Radio Hall of Fame so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, and the guy that I am proud to call a great friend, because seriously, that's exactly what he is. You need him, he's there. There's no way you can't support this guy and everything he does. Ladies and gentlemen, please show him love, give him respect, and follow him on his journey in his life, because Taron's going to do lots of great things, and I'm so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome me, Taron Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Hey, Larry B. Great to be back on. Great to be back on with you, and it's been a while. Well, not too much of a while, but it's been like 6 days.
Dude, it has, because the primetime face-off, but Taron, brother, dude, man, has it not been something, man? Like, I mean, really, man, like, this whole year, what the hell's going on, Taron?
2020, that's what's going on, unfortunately. But we're almost done. We're like halfway through the month, and we are pretty much 15 days away from being over with 2020 and moving on to 2021.
Oh, can we please? Look, all I really gotta say is we have had one hell of a time here. and it has been just ridiculous. It has really been ridiculous. I can't believe what we've gone through in the last like couple of months since March. But I'll tell you right now, this has been incredible. But you know what, Taryn, listeners, United States of America, and the world, we're gonna make it. Damn it, we're gonna make it. Are we right, Taryn? Is that right?
Oh yeah, you are definitely right. No doubt about that.
That's how we do things. Gosh damn it. So, with that said, let's keep things going here today and get it going. We only got 50 minutes now left after the introduction and everything. My apologies. But trust me, guys, after all this nonsense and everything, the show is kind of short. I mean, the show is kind of just beat down and ugly and nasty, and it even smells a little bit. Just kidding. It's just, I don't even know what to say. So, with that said, Taryn, as we always do with this show, let's start with the lower levels, and this week is going to be hilarious because the lower levels should take us all but maybe 2 minutes if that's how it goes. But Taryn, CCAA news, nothing. Why? Because they decided to cancel the season until further notice, which was supposedly going to be until January. But Taryn, have you heard anything from the CCAA with starting in January? Have you heard anything at all?
I might have heard something about some of the 3C, 2A teams and schools regarding football. I'm trying to pull that up, but I have not, for the most part, I haven't really. So, but I am trying to see if any news came about.
It has been just ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, high school football is supposed to be coming back in January, which I don't know what's going on with that either. We have missed so much good football, so many sports. I mean, seriously, Taryn, this has just been a crap show. And, at the end of the day, safety first, and I get it. But this is the big thing, man. We really need to stay hungry. We need to stay ready, and we need to stay on top of things. So, it is what it is. All we can do is just hope and pray that God takes COVID away from the world soon, and that we can somehow, of course not somehow, but through God, of course, get a good vaccine and just help us carry on. But as far as I'm concerned, Taryn, there's actually high school football going around the country right now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, there is, and there is like in Texas, and I think maybe in Florida. I think 35 states have been having college football, and then some have had college football, and then stopped for a little bit, and then I think the other 13 or 15 states have not had college football. But I also did hear some news regarding some of the 3C2A schools that the South Coast Conference has canceled its season for 9 of its junior college sports. But luckily football wasn't one of them because there is no South Coast Conference. But the teams that are affected regarding the other conference schools are Cerritos, Compton, East LA, El Camino, Los Angeles City, LA Harbor, LA Southwest, LA Trade Tech, Long Beach City, Mount San Antonio, Pasadena, and Rio Hondo. So those schools will not be having men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, women's volleyball, men's and women's cross country, and men's and women's water polo. So those schools are still on for football since there is no South Coast Conference in terms of football. So there's that.
This is ridiculous, Taryn. It's frustrating, but once again, it's understood, right? So, with that said, okay, thank you for pulling that up, Taryn. It's just, it's annoying, but thank you for pulling that up. But that's what's going on in CCAA action. NJCAA. Taryn, what in the world? There's nothing here either. I mean, really, man, the NJCAA, of course, that is the junior colleges of the rest of the country, of course, as we know. CCAA is all of the football, the entire football JUCO body of California schools, of course. and the NJCAA is the rest of the country. So yeah, last year, Mississippi Gulf Coast gets it done. They defeat Lackawanna. What a great game that was. And this year, well, there's nothing. There's nothing there. So, I mean, really, it's just been so annoying. But that, of course, as we know, Division III, they are, done at the moment as well. I don't know. There was really hard. I forgot, Taryn, if we even talked about a return for that, if that was going to be a January thing, because the season's canceled, totally. Division 2, from what I understand as well, has been, just chopped up and chewed up and spit out. I haven't seen anything from Division 2, and the only thing that I've seen that has actually been going is the NAIA.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And then there's also the FCS, which we're going to get into a little bit later as well. But there have been some NAIA scores, and there hasn't been any ratings because the first week of the top 25 ratings aren't supposed to come out until Monday, February 22nd. So I presume the season started for a little bit, and then it's going to move back into like February and then resume there. Kind of like what's happening with some of the NCAA sports that's going on, like men's and women's soccer and then women's volleyball and all the schools that are partaking in the fall and will be resuming in the January and whatnot.
Exactly. So, Taryn, it's a mess. I mean, there's no other way to say it. This whole thing is a mess, but we're getting through it. As we said before, it's just annoying. So, here's how it goes. We are going to do everything in our power to just continue on the show as far as we need it to. I mean, Taryn, you down to keep the show going even if everything continues in February and March and everything like that?
Of course.
All right,
yes.
Well, then we're going to do it. So, with that said, that's basically it. Triple CAA, Junior College in California, done. NJCAA, done. I mean, well, nothing, or who knows when it's going to start, or I don't know. I mean, of course, I haven't done my homework as well as Taryn has, and I mean, it's just been like kind of a crapshoot for me in a sense in the last couple of weeks, really, with all sports. But what else do we have? Division 3, done. Division 2, done. So, NAIA, we have this weird split-looking season thing that Taryn was just describing that I didn't even know. And there we are. So, with that said, that is basically that. And all the lower divisions and the junior colleges, all I can say is I just hope everything gets back to normal, or at least the new normal, as soon as possible, and we can have football next year. Even for the major, like D1s, for some of the teams that kind of just cancel their season, or the ones who are just having to consistently cancel, like, games and everything like that, and even, of course, FCS, schools that decide not to participate, all this, I just gotta say one thing. Seniors, if you're listening, seniors, this is for you. I hope there's some way that the sanctioning body does what's right, whether it's the NCAA or the NAIA, the Triple CAA or the NJCAA. And of course, in junior college, that means sophomores. They're going to transfer. If you haven't got any great offers or anything like that, and you do have, and this was going to be your breakout year, well, then you know what? I really hope, like I said, these sanctioning bodies do the right thing, because gosh dang it, it's not fair. It's not fair if they don't do the right thing. I mean, you agree with that, right, Darren? It's not fair, so...
Yeah, totally. I absolutely agree. And, they got to do the right thing. And I actually did read something. There was actually a couple of news. One news was like way back when, and I don't know if I said this on the previous episode, but Columbia Community College and Fullerton College have opted out of spring season 1, meaning that they will not be participating in certain sports such as Yeah, I'm reading this on the 3C2A website, and it's like, wow, they are opting out. And because in Fullerton, there has been a COVID surge, unfortunately, and hopefully everything gets squared away there. But I don't think they're going to be opting out of football, from what I've heard. I'd have to double check. So. But I did also hear that the spring seasons are going to be divided into two different parts of the season. There's spring 1 and spring 2, and then I think spring 2 is going to go straight into like June or something. But that's not going to be like for like the primary spring sports like baseball, football, baseball, softball, track and field, etc., etc.
This is ridiculous. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but it's just so hard to fathom. It's so hard to kind of get this through my head. It's just hard. It really is. But yeah, Terrence, so enlighten us. What is there anything more in that article? Like, I'm interested now. I really want to know.
Yeah. So Fullerton has canceled men's basketball, women's basketball, men's cross country, women's cross country, football. So I guess Fullerton has opted out in terms of football, women's golf, men's soccer, women's volleyball, men's water polo, and women's water polo. So they will not be participating in intercollegiate competition this spring. However, the schools that aren't affected that I didn't read off were baseball, softball, men's volleyball, beach volleyball, and I guess track and field. So that's only spring 1. Like, remember, it's divided. Spring 1 and spring 2 have divided in terms of the 3C2A this year. But Columbia is also, like I said, they are opting out of spring 1. And then I also saw an editorial on Orange Coast College's school newspaper saying to cancel sports for the students and for safety purposes. But it's just an editorial. They're not going to do that, but it would be some food for thought process, but I don't know.
This is, oh my gosh, what a mess. But I know I've been saying that the whole show, my apologies, but okay, well, hey, we're doing what we do to get through it. Like I said, safety first, so I understand, but my gosh, this sucks. So, alright, with that said, this has been a crazy year, and once again, crazy for the show, too. Last time, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to 3 and Out College Edition. That's right. Don't go get some Q-tips and clean out your ears. Yes, we are actually back on air for the first time since September 11th. Yeah, guys, it's been, October, November? Yeah, so it's been over 3 months since we've been on. But, Taryn, my goodness, I mean, we started the season off with some FCS football. Now, we don't know what the heck is even going on with the FCS, but we'll get to that after our break. But, you know, we start things off, you know, we hear that certain conferences aren't gonna have a season. We're hearing all these crazy things. And then we hear that certain conferences aren't gonna start until later on in the season, and all of this craziness too. And it's like, what is going on? What's going where? Who's going what? But then again, you can't blame any of the sanctioning bodies of you know, any of the conferences and everything. You can't, well, not sanctioning bodies, but you can't blame the conferences. But man, it sucked to hear all that. And, well, the show kind of just went with it. We could have gone on air a lot of the time, too. But like I said, so much is going on, man. It was just so hard to even get anything going at all, with just time just being such a big factor. So here we are once again. But thank you for tuning in, and those are basically your updates for everything. So that's that, and not really a nutshell, but we just want to get a little bit in depth of that. Thank you, Taryn, for bringing more into that, as always, and sharing that. But with that said, Taryn, man, before we go ahead and take our only break of the entire show, before we go ahead and get into the FCS and the FBS coming up here for the final half an hour, for the second half of the show, any thoughts, comments, concerns, anything involving these lower divisions and junior colleges?
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with the junior colleges and the lower divisions, but today is also National Letter of Intent Day, and that all the football players will be signing their NLI, and they'll be signing to play like college football. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun on that, but today is National Letter of Intent, and everyone is signing today. So big ups to them, and other than that, I don't really have much to say except do your part to help flatten the curve and just get our college football back and all of our other fall sports if it's not too late. And just do your part.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, just do your part, and let's just do our best to get healthy. And at the end of the day, y'all, don't necessarily fear the damn disease. Okay, like, it's hard because everyone's sick of it. I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. We want to get out. We want to enjoy ourselves. But, there's a lot of cool things that you can do that is still social distancing. My girl and I, when, recently, since we finally got out of school and everything, as you can see, there's a little bit more time here, for we're just, not dealing with finals and last, and all that, and for her, and, not studying and everything. And then we have, of course, things is a little bit more steady, like, financially, at least for us. We've been seeing some cool stuff, like this last past week. We just kind of like, let's go enjoy ourselves a little bit. They have drive-through lights at certain places. Yeah, I know there's fees, but they suck, and they suck too, but it is what it is. Things that, I'm sure used to be free. You can drive through now for a small fee, but whatever, go enjoy some lights, go, with your loved ones, you don't gotta be outside walking around or whatever. And if you absolutely have to be outside walking around, you gotta go to the mall for 20 minutes to grab something for Christmas shopping, or you gotta go here or there, just wear your mask, and just stay safe, and trying to be all up on everybody, and make sure no one's being all up on you, and everything like that. Just stay safe and social distance, and just do your best, do your part to, just be around your immediate family, your immediate loved ones. Just do your best. So anyway, guys, it's not a COVID prevention show. I'm just saying that this is something that you just do your best, so that way everybody can do their thing, and we can just hopefully try and get back to some kind of normal. But with that said, last but not least, I do just want to say, CCAA, NJCAA, NAIA, Division II, and Division III. Do the right thing. These young men work hard. I know because I was in the beast too, okay? I think everyone's heard that a million times. I'm not going to beat your ears with it enough, but yes, former CCAA player for RCC, former Division III player at the University of Laverne. Do the right thing, guys. Do the right thing. I didn't even have a senior year, guys. It was only junior. So do the right thing. Do the right thing. Let these young men come back another year, if possible. Make some kind of arrangement. Oh, well, they're no longer a student because they graduated or whatever. You know what? I get it, but what if that was their year? I don't know. It's hard, and I know it's kind of, even saying that right now is kind of tough or whatever, but do something. Make it right somehow. If this was their last year to get out, and they were really, maybe offers were there, or who knows, or for junior college players, or if there were players that could maybe have had some draft stock that were like close, maybe on the fence, could be a drafted player. I don't know. Somehow, some way, do the right thing. And NFL. I know it's hard to even say that to them, but somehow, some way, supplemental draft, something. If the colleges don't do it, then you know what? Hey, I guess there could be a couple different ways to get in the NFL, but I'm just saying, for everybody right now, maybe there are some hidden gems out there, and I really hope these NFL teams right now are licking their chops going, you know what? Some of these guys didn't get a chance to play this senior year because of COVID, and you know what? Let's give this guy a chance. Maybe he was under the radar a little bit, but maybe his senior year would have been amazing. Let's give him a shot. So I know there are a lot of teams out there. Any team who can get anybody who can help them. So all I'm saying is just do the right thing. And yeah. So with that said, y'all, we're gonna take ourselves a short break. And with that said, I'm just glad to be back on. I'm glad to be back on air. Let's have some fun, because we got a couple drops coming your way. Started off with our very own Taryn Rodriguez right here on the show. If you don't like volleyball, you better start liking it, because gosh dang it, he does a great job with his show, Set Point. So, with that said, y'all, you're listening to 3 Now College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, with Taryn Rodriguez and me, your boy Larry B. And we will be right back to talk FCS and FBS football right after this. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
What's up, everybody, this is Taryn Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. They're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Dave the Fried Man here to tell you about the newest IE Sports Radio show, the Kansas City Shuffle. We'll be talking football, reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, baseball, your 2015 World Series Royals, college hoops, college football, and much to Ryan's delight, hockey.
Oh, wow.
Make sure you catch up with us on Twitter at KC Shuffle Show. You can also catch up with my colleague Ryan the Pez Choir at the Pez Choir Fool
on Twitter.
Make sure you check us out on IE Sports Radio at 6 p.m. Central Time to 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
And Ryan, any final words for the listeners?
Yeah, come on in, enjoy the winning we've been having here in Kansas City lately, and don't be jealous. Bye-bye.
IE Sports Radio,
your direct feed for all things sports. Nope, that's not it. Cut that.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome in to the Neutral Zone. I'm your host, Robert Kavanaugh, and you're listening to IE Sports Radio. If you like big, nasty hits, if you like slap chop straight to the neck, if you like it when the gloves hit the ice and the big boys get down, then this is your show on IE Sports Radio. This is the Neutral Zone. May our shots on goal always be true and straight to the net. If they are not, may they be followed up, redirected, or change collected. Let's go on IE Sports Radio with me, your host, Robert Kavanaugh, and this is the Neutral Zone.
Motorsports takes many form, and there's one show on IE Sports Radio that's ready to cover it all.
I sure hope you're talking about you and I, Daryl, because I know the Extra Mile is the best place to go for everything motorsports related.
Yes, it is. From NASCAR to IndyCar to sports cars to everything in between, IE Sports Radio has everything covered for the fastest sport in the world.
Plus, don't forget all of our random shenanigans along the way.
That's right, Caitlin. So for plenty of motorsports coverage and plenty of Caitlinisms, check out The Extra Mile on IE Sports Radio with Daryl Kinsey Jr. and Caitlin Seen, Thursdays at 8 p.m.
Were you listening to a great game on USRN, but then the Wi-Fi crashed in the final seconds? Or do you simply want to listen to the best calls we here at USRN have to offer? Well then, you need to go check out our Audio Boom page. It holds a collection of our best calls that you don't want to miss. How do I get there, you ask? You can download the Audio Boom app and look up Ultimate Sports Radio, or simply go to audiobook.com/Ultimate Sports Radio. And as always, thanks for listening and making USRN one of the most talked about sports networks on Mixler.com.
College football, and do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCCAA and the NJCAA, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS? Well then look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome back, college football fans. All right, we got about 20 minutes left here in the show. Thank you for tuning in here today. And trust me, all we need is about 20 minutes for all this nonsense going on in the FCS. But welcome back. You're listening here to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Yeah, we took one big break. We didn't, chop it up and everything, but my apologies, our apologies. But with that said, Taryn, let's jump really quick into something that is just, I don't even know what to say about it. I really don't, because we had a good start and then it just kind of stopped. And that, of course, is the FCS. This thing went on. The FCS went on all the way until, my goodness, what are we looking at? December 5th, last week. Or a couple weeks ago. And Taryn, we are now 11 days removed, and the FCS is just, I don't see anything happening.
Yeah, Yeah, the last game that was played was West Carolina versus North Carolina, and if you're a West Carolina fan, let's just say we won't talk about it.
Yeah, it was kind of a beatdown, but yeah, Taryn, I don't even know what happened. I mean, I guess we gotta look more into the sources, but my goodness, dude, like, they just, like, halted, like, they ceased operations, man, like, they nothing continues, like, I don't even understand what's going on, like, they just straight up stopped, so, I don't know what's gonna happen, I don't know, if we're even gonna get the playoffs. I mean, they went on for a good amount of time, Darren. FCS, look at this, man, courtesy of the ESPN SportsCenter app. Dude, they went on for a long while, man. Like, they really had a long run, and they went on to week 14, and they were doing good. They started the season out, and everything was good. I remember on IE Sports Radio, Pierre Moss actually had the live call of Austin Peay in Central Arkansas for the Guardian Credit Union FCS kickoff. Remember that?
I did, yeah.
On Mixer.com, and it was a good run. I don't know what the hell happened, but my goodness, I don't know. I see a canceled game here between Incarnate Word and Arkansas State, and now there's nothing there. So we'll do our best to be detectives and get to that for you next week. But my goodness, that's basically it. So let's get to the elephant in the room. We got a little bit less than 20 minutes, about 19 minutes here, a little bit less. But Taryn, my goodness, the FCS, what everyone's been waiting for. Good. I mean, what the heck, man? We have the Pac-12 thinking they're cool starting in freaking, October, November. I mean, that happens. We got Washington now, what going on, all this madness. We got Ohio State. What is going on? Are they going to get in? Are they not? How? I mean, we got people asking questions and freaking out over the poll, and I mean, the poll right now is even relevant, and all of this going on. So, Taryn, let's just start there and jump on into the madness that has been the season. Let's just go ahead and get a quick recap and a quick current thoughts of what is happening in the FBS. So what do you got for us?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to recap these scores. My bad.
No, I was asking your thoughts, man, like, on the season, like, literally as a whole for the FBS.
Oh, my bad. But this has been one crazy year, and I think last week is the cherry on top, and yesterday was the cherry on top with the college football, like, rankings. It was ridiculous. Like, I saw some teams that did not deserve to be ranked at a certain position. It was just dumb. Like, I'm sorry, but a certain team only went down one spot after they lost to an unranked team who was also sub 500. It was ridiculous. And also the USC, I hate to sound biased, but USC does not get any love, and they're not going to get love even if they win their Pac-12 championship game, which they should. One little surprise that last week had in store for us was Utah continuing its dominance. Well, not dominance, but their stronghold over Colorado. So that was fun. I even called the Utah beating Colorado, which I give myself a little credit, but I'm not going to pat myself too much on the back. But overall, it's just been a weird year, and I think some of these conferences could have done a better job. Like, the Pac-12 for sure could have done a better job with how they handled things, but it is what it is, and at least we're getting some football. At least we're not going to get, like, spring football, and I can only imagine what would happen in spring football. Like, would there be, like, a spring championship, like an NIT, or a spring, like, championship? That would have just opened up a can of worms right there.
Absolutely, dude. Like, my goodness, I couldn't even tell you, like, what in the world has been going on, but yeah, it's been crazy, but well, let's just get into last week. So, as we usually do, we'll go and take a quick look here at some of these big scores, and that's it. So, we have from Thursday last week, Southern Miss over FAU 45-31, Pittsburgh over Georgia Tech 34-20. Then on Friday, North Texas, the Mean Green, Taryn. Man, we haven't said that in a long time. Dude, The Mean Green gets a nice victory over UTEP, 45-43. Nice game for them. We have the Territorial Cup, which was an absolute beast, if you will. Arizona State and Herm, they beat down Arizona so bad. 70-7. What the hell happened? Like, seriously, what the heck happened? That's ridiculous. Then we had San Jose State defeating Nevada 30-20, and Charlotte and Marshall got canceled. Then on to Saturday. Let's just get to this game first. It's on top because, of course, they're my number one team. But my goodness, Taryn, you got to call this game. Well, I didn't get to call it. I wish you could have called it. But, dude, this game... It's Saturday Night Football. Number 15 USC comes into this thing looking like the crap kickers, 4-0, which is kind of hilarious, but because these records are all just all over the place. Taking on the 3-2 UCLA Bruins. This is just the game of games in this day, at least in our opinion as Southern Californians, of course, as USC fans. And UCLA is literally eating USC like a sandwich. And I'm like freaking out. I'm out with my girl. I'm keeping look at the score. And it's just, I'm listening, of course, to USRN, Seth Eves on the call. And guys, I was absolutely freaking out. I was like a basket case. And my girl was looking at me like, oh my gosh, like she was hilarious, laughing at me and everything. I'm like pissed. Okay. It's freaking 7-0 in the first quarter. And I'm like, oh, whatever, it's fine. And then it just continues to get worse. And I'm like, are you serious, guys? 21-10 at the freaking half. Then we get to the end of the third quarter and I'm like, you're serious. It's 35-23, Taryn. I'm like seriously going insane. We get back to the house. We get ourselves Papa John's pizza. We're hanging out at the house. We watch the rest of the game. Flipping back and forth between that and the movie. And I was like, dude, I don't even want to watch the game. I'm sick. And then I turned the channel back, Taryn. I started ignoring all social media. I started ignoring everything. I'm pissed off. We're gonna lose this game. Silly me. And my girl, this would have been a great football introduction for her to watch that fourth quarter together, but Ding Dong Me was so frustrated and so mad and so pig-headed that I didn't want to watch the rest of it. But apparently we have a gigantic fourth quarter where we freaking scored 3 touchdowns, and one of them from Kendon Slovis to guess who? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Parker Lewis with the extra point. It was an 8-yard pass into the end zone, and that would be the dagger with 16 seconds to go, 43-38. Final score, and USC does what they did against Arizona and Arizona State with a comeback and wins this thing. Taryn, please give me every raw emotion you can give for this game.
I was beside myself when UCLA went up 28-10. I was like, are you kidding me? I just couldn't believe that USC was just playing down to their competition. It was ridiculous. So, as for the game itself, I'm glad. This seems to always be a running theme with USC. They always find ways to pull victory from the jaws of defeat. They're like the opposite of the Chargers. They find ways to win close games when they should be losing close games. But I got to tip my hat to USC. They really showed some good poise. Kedon Slovis overcame 2 interceptions. He threw for 5 touchdowns. He got Player of the Week. It was amazing. And here's the thing. The unsung hero for USC on that last drive was none other than Gary Bryant Jr. because he had the punt return, and he took that rock all the way down to the UCLA, I think it was 40-yard line. He took it all the way down to UCLA territory, and for those of you that are wondering why we're saying he is an unsung hero, and if you're wondering if that name is actually familiar, that name is familiar because Gary Bryant Jr. was actually a guest on 3 and Out College Edition, and more importantly, I was like, wait a minute, Gary Bryant Jr., why does that name look so familiar? And it's like, oh, he was on 3 and Out College Edition. And I just had to give him props right there because without that punt return, and UCLA kind of has to be kicking themselves for this, they allowed Bryant to take the punt instead of they thought he was just going to take it into the end zone for a touchback. But that was some smart play from Gary Bryant Jr., and that eventually set up Kedon Slovis's big bomb pass to Tyler Vaughn's, and then eventually set up the go-ahead touchdown. And I gotta give it to USC. They didn't play their best game, but at the end of the day, they got the win, and sometimes that's kind of all that matters.
As annoying as all that was, Taryn, you're absolutely right. They gotta strike some fear into our hearts, or some surprise, or suspense, or whatever you want to call it. And my goodness, Taryn, Oh my gosh, that's crazy and awesome, man. It's very true, man. I mean, really, dude. I saw your tweet and I was like, wait, what? I was like, no way. He did that. Like, it was so cool seeing that, man. And yeah, he is absolutely somebody that I'm so glad we got the chance to speak to him, and I'm glad to see him at USC now playing for our team, man, for a lot of people's teams here in Southern California. What a great job, man, and yeah, congratulations to that young man. We're so glad that we can have him on the show, our first, like big time guest here on the show, and we this year, of course, kind of fell apart. We could have more awesome guests, but maybe, who knows, we can reach out to him again, or see what's going on, but that was awesome. But yeah, man, big shout out to Gary Bryant, man, great job there. But dude, I'll tell you right now, this has been crazy this whole week. So let's go ahead and jump on into the rest of this recap. There we go. USC does it again. Great job to them. Great victory there. And now I will speed through the rest of these. So we have also another game here. Number 18 BYU over San Diego State, 28-14. Kind of rough there for the Aztecs, but nice victory there for the Cougars. All right, super speed. Here we go. Number 1 Alabama over Arkansas, 52-3. Ouch. Number 9 Georgia over number 25 Mizzou, 49-14. Number 14 Northwestern over Illinois, 28-10. Utah over number 21 Colorado. As Taryn was talking earlier on the Rumble and the Rockies, 38-21. I remember the name because Taryn put that on Twitter the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. Number 13 Coastal Carolina, 42-38 over Troy. They remain undefeated at 11-0. How about the Chanticleers, y'all? Number 17 North Carolina over number 10 Miami, 62-26. Yeah, wow. Number 16 Iowa over Wisconsin, 28-7. Number 22 Oklahoma State over Baylor, 42-3. LSU upsets number 6 Florida. They're the national champs from last year. Definitely not the team they were, but hey, they got that one done. So good job to them. 37-34. And Taryn, that's literally, the top 25, if you will. That's basically it for all those big giant games. But yeah, Taryn, we get a game canceled that I was so excited to see. Of course, Ohio State and Michigan. Another game, Oregon and Washington was another huge game there. Let me just go to the rest of these scores because I just we want to make sure we cover everything. So, let's see here. What else was there? There was Rutgers over Maryland, 27-24 in overtime. Minnesota over Nebraska, 27-17. Penn State over Michigan State, 39-24. East Michigan over Northern Illinois, 41-33. Ball State defeats Western Michigan, 30-27. Louisville over Wake Forest, 45-21. UAB over Rice, 21-16. Buffalo over Akron, 56-7. And I already said that one. Toledo over Central Michigan, 24-23. Army over Navy, another Army-Navy game there. And Black Knights win this thing over the Midshipmen, 15-0. Good defensive game there. Memphis, in those really cool uniforms, defeat Houston, 30-27. Florida State over Duke, 56-35. Tennessee over Vanderbilt, 42-17. Boise State over Wyoming, 17-9. Appalachian State over Georgia Southern, 34-26. We have TCU over Louisiana Tech, 52-10. Auburn over Mississippi State, 24-10. Virginia Tech over Virginia, 33-15. Stanford over Oregon State, 27-24. Oh, must have been a good game there. That's a good one. New Mexico over Fresno State, 49-39. Hawaii over UNLV, 38-21, and that is going to be that. So, all those games have concluded, and that is that, and we are on to championship week. So, real quick, Taryn, quick and dirty, any thoughts, comments, concerns about any of those games that I just had mentioned?
Well, I will say this about BYU San Diego State. San Diego State may have lost, but hey, they covered. They were 16.5-point underdogs, and they only lost by 14, so theoretically they covered. But also, the San Diego State BYU game was a bad beat because if you had if you had the over in that game, because it was 48 was the over-under, and if you had the over, well then I feel bad for you, honestly. But other than that, that Utah-Colorado game kind of surprised me. I was very surprised that Utah actually pulled out the win. Their freshman Ty Jordan, a running back, was just so amazing. I was like, whoa, this kid's good. And I I want to hear any more Colorado fans saying, oh, we would have beaten USC. No, because Colorado has never beaten USC in the Pac-12. So I don't want any Buffs fans to be saying we would beat USC, because after that loss right there, your statement is no longer valid.
Good stuff, man. Well, I'll tell you, great stuff there, Taryn, and this has been great. I mean, funny stuff, but all right, Taryn. So we got championship week coming up here, and if we go a little bit over the hour, it's okay. But Taryn, we got some good stuff coming up. I want us to jump on IE Sports Radio for sure, man. I might try my hand at calling a game, Taryn, but I might be able to. I don't know. I mean, it'll be crazy. I got a lot going on this weekend. I seriously highly doubt it, but on our family of networks, as Mr. Matthew Owens always says on USRN, we got a lot of these games covered, and we'll see how many more we can get covered if anybody else wants to call a game on IE Sports Radio or USRN or WSR, Wellington Sports Radio, Pierre Moss' station, and of course Matthew Owens' station and Seth Thieves' station, USRN, Ultimate Sports Radio. But we got some good stuff coming up this week. Well, unfortunately, Washington won't be able to play. It really sucks. But who do we have? Oregon taking the spot, taking on number 13 USC in the Pac-12 championship game. Taryn, quick and dirty thoughts and a prediction, if you will.
Okay, so I want USC to win this one convincingly. No more of this one-score game. No more playing down a competition. No more having Keaton Slovis play Tom Brady or Russell Wilson. No more. The only thing that does concern me for USC is if they'll have Vavae Malepeai, their star running back. And that dude has been a baller, and I hope he's able to play. But if not, Stephen Carr and Marquise Stepp have to step up. But I want USC to win convincingly, and I'm saying USC wins 38-17.
I like it. That's right. 38-17?
Yeah, I'm tired. I want USC to win convincingly.
Right.
And Oregon started off 3-0, and then they deteriorated against Oregon State and Cal. And there should be no excuse why USC shouldn't win this game. Like, Tyler Shuck was strong to start off, and then kind of fell off the radar. And they kind of just need to force Tyler Shuck to throw the ball more. And whoever the heck USC's corners are, they better be ready to catch them, run it back to the house for a pick six. And we want that score to be a lot to a little in favor of USC.
I like it. I want a lot to a little too. USC over Oregon. I would love another Pac-12 title. All right. So
and Oregon. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Oregon has so much rest, and USC has little rest. So it would just make the victory that much more sweeter for USC. And they're the only Pac-12 South team to win the Pac-12 championship. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you are good, dude. It's even more now fuel to the fire. Let's go SC. So we're gonna run through these really fast, but just kind of throwing it out there as fast as we can. So the Ryan Conference the Ryan's Conference USA Championship. UAB at 5-3. Marshall at 7-1. This is also on Friday. What do you think, Darren?
I'm going to take Marshall for this one. I had to think long and hard about this one, but I picked Marshall.
I'm for it. I want to take Marshall, too. Marshall's a good, tough team. You know what they've done it. The Thundering Herd has definitely done well. UAB amazingly coming back from not having a team all the way up until winning a title the next year and just all kinds of cool stuff. But I don't know if it's this year for the Blazers they win this title. So I'm taking Marshall, too. But good stuff. All right, next up we have the MAC Championship. Ball State at 5-1 taking on Buffalo at 5-0. Seeing these records is depressing. Man, there's so little football, but for these teams. But what do you think, Taryn?
I gotta go with Buffalo. Ball State won on like a million laterals from last week, and also Buffalo has Jarrett Patterson. That dude could possibly win the Heisman. If they consider him.
That would be awesome, man. And yeah, I'll take your word for it. Buffalo looks strong here. They are undefeated. And you know what? I'm just going to ride on that. Plus, they're favored by 13.5 points. So good stuff there. Buffalo, I'm taking them for the win. Next up here, Nebraska Rutgers. That's a game on Friday, but no prediction there because it's not a championship game. So, all right, that's it. Saturday, we are moving on to the Big Ten championship game. Number 14, Northwestern at 6-1, taking on number 4, Ohio State at 5-0. Taryn, this might be a no-brainer.
Yeah, as much as I want to see Northwestern pull the upset, I gotta go Ohio State. Like, it's the safer pick, and Justin Fields has been balling.
Yeah, this team, it's only been 5 games, but I can't not take Ohio State in this one. Next game, number 5, Texas A&M taking on Tennessee. That's a non-championship game. So, number 10, Oklahoma at 7-2, taking on number 6, Iowa State at 8-2 in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game. Taryn, what you think?
Iowa State beat Oklahoma the first time. However, I'm taking the Sooners to win this one.
Boomer Sooner. Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Sooners as well to win this thing. I got Florida State versus Wake Forest. Vandy. Oh, well, not Vandy and Georgia aren't playing, but also Washington State and Utah. Air Force and Army. Oh, that's cool. Another Armed Forces game there. Another, of our services, our service academies. But those are non-championship games. Number 19, Louisiana at 9-1, taking on, this game is special. Taking on the 11-0, number 12, came out of nowhere, won their first title in 2006, their first ever Division I title in any sport ever. In 2016, when they defeated the Arizona Wildcats in the College World Series. Well, can they move on to maybe compete for another one of those? I don't think so. I wish they would. But the freaking College Football Championship is so gosh dang biased and just, it's annoying. The College Football Playoff, but whatever. Who knows? If they get in, that'd be sweet, but they're too far back. But whatever. Hey, they had a heck of a season. COVID or not, I don't care. The number 12, Carolina Chanticleers at 11-0 for the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. Taryn, what you got?
I'm going to take Coastal Carolina.
Yeah!
Louisiana and Coastal Carolina both played them close, and Louisiana's only loss was to Coastal Carolina, but I think Coastal Carolina has not skipped a beat, even when they were pushed against BYU, so give me the Chanticleers.
I'm all with it. Let's go, man. We got Ole Miss taking on LSU non-conference, also Missouri taking on Mississippi State non-conference, but we do have another game that was a good one during the regular season, and my goodness, this is going to be another great one. These two teams are jockeying, okay, they're fighting for a higher seed in the playoffs, I kind of think, which sucks because I feel like if either of these teams get a loss, they shouldn't get in. Maybe Notre Dame, but Clemson, if they lose, Anyway, regardless, number 3 Clemson at 9-1, taking on number 2 Notre Dame at 10-0. Clemson's actually favored 10.5 points in this game in the ACC Championship. Taryn, your thoughts?
Notre Dame won the first matchup in double overtime, but Clemson did not have Trevor Lawrence. They had DJ Uiagalelei, and that dude was phenomenal. That dude's the future right there. As for my prediction, I'm taking Clemson because Trevor Lawrence is a man on a mission.
I agree. They didn't have Trevor Lawrence the first time, and that's no diss. No diss to DJ Uiagalelei. Uiagalelei, that's his name. But yeah, I'm just really annoyed that they have it 10.5 points. I think it should be a little closer. Respect Notre Dame a little bit. But regardless, you know what? I definitely think Trevor Lawrence is going to make all the difference, and they should win this game. But Minnesota and Wisconsin non-conference. And then we have the Mountain West Championship game. This actually should be a good football game. It sucks because there's only, Boise State at 5-1 and number 24, which is crazy to see San Jose State ranked, but also at the same exact time at 6-0. I don't know. The records just they annoy me because there's not a lot of games, but regardless, this is what we get, and that's all there is to it, and here we are. So Taryn, MAC West Championship game, Boise State versus number 24 San Jose State.
Well, fun fact, San Jose State was actually slated to finish 5th in their division in the Mountain West Conference. And the fact that San Jose State has risen above all is quite amazing. However, I'm taking Boise State just because they have had experience in the Mountain West Conference Championship game, and these two teams were actually supposed to play each other until COVID happened. So Boise State's going to come out fired up.
He's taking the Smurf turf. I'm going to go, since we have the same picks and everything, I'm going to go San Jose State just to go opposite of you, man. We have one opposite, so I'm down with that. So Let's go. Next up, Illinois versus Penn State. That's non-championship. Stanford versus UCLA, non-championship. Michigan and number 16 Iowa got canceled. Michigan State and Maryland, that's non-championship. But we do have 2 more championships before we're out of here. The other games will be played will be a Pac-12 after dark game, apparently. Arizona State versus Oregon State, and then Thursday's game on the 17th, the Monroe versus Troy is canceled. So 2 more games to talk about. We got number 1 Alabama at 10-0, and number 7 Florida at 8-2 in the SEC Championship game. Florida took a tough loss last week to LSU. I don't know, Taryn, what do you think here?
As much as I'd like to laugh at Alabama for losing in the championship game, I gotta pick Bama. I just don't understand why Florida is number 7. They lost to LSU, unranked and sub 500, and they only moved down 1 spot. It was ridiculous. I think everyone on Twitter was just furious, and they just were beside themselves. But give me Bama.
It was pretty funny, but yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna take Bama too, man. I think it's gonna be a good football game. It should be a good one. I think Florida should fight them for a little bit, but Alabama will eventually take off, at least in my opinion. Number 23, Tulsa at 6-1, taking on number 9, Cincinnati at 8-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Taryn, who you got and why?
I got Cincinnati just because Tulsa shouldn't even be ranked. They should have lost to ECU, and unfortunately they snuck out with one of the more heinous victories out there, with the emphasis on heinous, and I couldn't believe how Tulsa won that game. And if you ask ECU fans, they will give you an essay on how they should have won that game and how they kind of got robbed. So give me Cincinnati, and I think ECU is on the Cincinnati side.
I'm going to take Cincinnati as well. They're a tough team, and I just think they have what it takes to win this game. So, this is big. So, all right, with that said, Taryn, we're going to try really hard right now. Just a few more minutes here in the show. I know we went over, but I don't really care. Taryn, because I just want to try and make sense of this, and I love what Adam Karnick put in when he retweeted us, like, we're going to try and make sense of college football at the moment, and I think he's talking about the playoff. I forgot if he said that, like, verbatim, something like that, but all right, Taryn, the top 25 right now is as follows. Let's get through the rankings really quick, courtesy of the ESPN Score Center app. From 25-21, Colorado, San Jose State, Tulsa, NC State, Oklahoma. From 20-16, Texas, UL Monroe, Miami, BYU, and Iowa. From 15-11, UNC, Northwestern, USC, Coastal Carolina, and Indiana. From 10-6, or 10-7, we have Oklahoma, Cincinnati, Georgia, and Florida. The first two out right now are Iowa State. Crazy. It's awesome to see them up there. And Texas A&M. And then we have here the number 1 overall seed, Alabama. The number 2 overall seed, Notre Dame. The number 3 overall seed, Clemson. And the number 4 overall seed, Ohio State. Taryn, we have to have a few minute discussion at least. The next 4 minutes. Okay, we'll end the show in a couple minutes here. Maybe 5 minutes around there. 6 minutes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Who knows? But a few more minutes here. Taryn, this year is frustrating. Okay, the college football playoff is frustrating enough. We have the first two out. I mean, you're right, Taryn. I mean, it's just, no matter what, no one's ever going to be happy with the way it works out. And once again, Taryn, I think you and I agreed last year. Can we just have a freaking March Madness type tournament like the FCS does? You know what I mean? With at least 24 teams. Can we have that, please? But it is what it is. Whatever. But, Taryn, what do you think, brother? I mean, those 4 in right now, depending on who wins, who loses this weekend and everything, but a couple of different scenarios, man. What do you think? Once again, and throw in who you think wins and who you think loses and everything. I think we have the same with all these teams playing this week. But regardless, man, what are you thinking of this? And depending on what you feel happens, how do you think the committee should really go about placing these teams in the college football playoff brackets with all this madness this year?
Well, they need to stop being SEC biased. Like, yeah. I still find it ridiculous that Florida is still top 10. And the thing is, they bumped Cincinnati down a spot, even though they didn't play last week, and they more than likely would have beaten Tulsa. But either way, this whole college football committee is just out of whack. And if there was any year to have a expanded college football playoff, this would have been the year. This should have been the year, considering with all that's been going on, like, look at all the other expanded playoff sports, such as like the NBA, even though there was a play-in game, but still. You look at the MLB, the NFL has expanded its playoffs. I think the NHL might have expanded its playoffs this year. Like, why didn't NCAA football do the same? They just dropped the ball, and to me, I think, again, it's the committee is just too SEC biased. You have 4 teams in the SEC that are top 10: Alabama, Texas A&M, Florida, and Georgia. And speaking of Texas A&M, we definitely do need to keep an eye on Texas A&M in case they somehow slip up. I highly doubt they're going to slip up to Tennessee. And no offense to any Vols fans out there, but I see TAMU winning, and in case they somehow lose, that could kind of push them out. I want to say if Clemson wins this week against Notre Dame, then those two will get, Notre Dame and Clemson will get in, and pretty much everyone else will probably be out. And then obviously if Ohio State wins, like, they're for sure in. And I think the 4 teams are solidified. It's just that they have to do their part. Like, Bama's got to actually go out there and beat Florida. Ohio State actually has to win a championship game. And here's the thing about Ohio State. They probably shouldn't have even been in the Big Ten title game, because the minimum requirement of games to have been played was 6, and then Ohio State had 5. However, the Big Ten pulled a fast one on us, saying, we're actually going to change it from 6 all the way down to 5, which means that Ohio State's now in, and instead of Indiana getting in, it's now Ohio State, because conveniences and whatnot. And I think Ohio State may have actually been able to make the Final Four, or not the Final Four, the college football semifinals as an independent school. It's just that maybe their strength of schedule might have gone down because they're independent and whatnot. But either way, I think Ohio State being in the college football championship would have been better, and because if Ohio State goes down in the rankings and then Texas A&M goes up, it's basically SEC and ACC, which would have shown a lot of bias between those conferences and the college football playoff and whatnot. And one conference that's definitely getting the shaft is the Pac-12. Like USC, the Pac-12 is the worst Power 5 school this year, or Power 5 conference this year, and USC is the best of the bunch, and unfortunately they are getting no such love. Like, they only went up 2 spots, which is okay. I thought they were going to get up to, like, near the top 10, which isn't bad, but still. Like, to me, I think USC is getting no love. They're doing everything they can. Obviously, they have no standout victories, and that's kind of what hurts them, and what's probably going to put Ohio State in the college football championship is their win over Indiana and their win over Northwestern should the game continue to go on as scheduled. So I think the Pac-12 has really dropped the ball on this whole thing, like starting late and then having to shuffle around USC's opponents, and then with everything going on. I know Washington couldn't help it, but it's just a little inconvenience for USC, because on Monday they were preparing for Washington. They prepared 12 hours or half a day for Washington, and then they got the news saying, we're facing Oregon now, so they had to put all their film on Washington away, break out the film on Oregon, watch on how they played and how they're going to prepare for it. And then again, Oregon has 2 weeks rest, while USC has a short week, and then USC might not have their star running back. So all the elements are against USC, and it's just unfair for them, in my opinion. So, and then you also have to look at Cincinnati, which is unblemished and probably deserving, if considering. But the thing about them is that the thing that hurts them is that they're not a Power 5 conference, which really stinks. And Iowa State is in a Power 5 conference and whatnot. So a lot of the elements in terms of, they kind of need to be a little bit more like a little less biased toward the Power 5 conferences, and maybe consider like the little guy as well, like the non-Power 5 conference, or expand the playoffs to like 16 or 8 teams. Like it's just ridiculous in my opinion. But and there are 8 undefeated schools remaining, undefeated FBS schools, for those that are keeping score, and hopefully we'll continue to have some of those undefeated going into next week. But it is ridiculous, because if a team finishes undefeated and then they win a bowl game and whatnot, their AD is probably going to get the crazy idea of ordering a championship banner and saying, this was a national championship year. We don't care what anyone says. Kind of like what happened with UCF. But overall, this year has just been ridiculous, and that's kind of my whole little spiel.
Well, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. And Darren, dude, where's my applause button, man? Gosh dang, you said it better than I ever could, brother. That was awesome, dude. Thank you so much for that. So here's my take. I'm going to do this short and sweet, guys. Taryn did the long, really good, awesome one. I'm just going to try and not even compete. I'm just going to try and top off what he said. But do great stuff, man, and thanks for all of that analysis. Overall, guys, Alabama's going to win, okay? Alabama's going to win the football game, and they're going to win the SEC. Clemson didn't have Trevor Lawrence that next time, and they barely won in overtime. Double overtime. Right, Darren? Double overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Guess what? They're probably not going to win this time. Clemson's going to win, and we're going to go to number 2. Surprise, surprise. I mean, Taryn, have we seen this book? Have we read this book? Have we watched this movie? Let's see here. So Notre Dame's going to drop. Maybe to number 3 or number 4, but I don't see Texas A&M even with a win. Notre Dame's probably still going to get in. Okay, so whoop-de-doo. I don't care. Iowa State. I'm sorry, Iowa State and Texas A&M. This is probably one of the most unfair top 4s ever. But guess what? You're not getting in. I don't think so, at least. So yeah. So we have the 4 teams who are going to be on the college football playoff. It's kind of just the order. So Alabama's going to win. I'm pretty damn sure. Notre Dame, they're probably not going to win, but they'll drop to number 4 maybe. Whoa. Clemson will go to number 2, and Ohio State, I'm pretty sure, isn't losing to Northwestern. If they do, well, then Texas A&M, Iowa State, or if Alabama loses, hey, shuffle around somehow. But all I'm saying is I'm pretty sure Notre Dame and Clemson are both in. And I'm pretty sure Alabama's going to win. I'm pretty sure Ohio State's going to win. Therefore, I see it like this. Alabama is going to be the number 1 seed. They're going to take on the number 4 seed, which is going to be Notre Dame, because they'll probably drop to number 4. Because Ohio State and Clemson will both win. So Notre Dame will take on Alabama. That sounds like familiar in 2012. And there we go. That game will be played. We don't know how it's going to end up. It could be crazy. Who knows? But that's, should be a good one. So, okay. There we go. And then we'll have Ohio State heading on over to Clemson and taking on Clemson. And that should be a good game as well. That, honestly, Taryn, I don't see it more any plain than that. I mean, seriously, dude, I think that's pretty much what you said. I know you went into depth with a lot of different things. USC, it's a lost cause, dude. We're number 13. It's like CCU. Too far back. I'm sick and tired of that BCS crap of, I really don't like that, man. That's what I'm saying. I want a bigger tournament, like the FCS. I know everyone complains about it. No one's ever going to be happy with it. I get it. But gosh damn it. Or gosh dang it. You know what, dude? It just really irritates me, man. Because, the small school thing with March Madness. So you're telling me, my school, Cal Baptist, my alma mater, we have to freaking win the WAC in order to get in. We can't be the runners-up, but Duke can lose the first round of the ACC tournament, and they're still in because they're ranked number 10. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. I'm sorry. The tournament will be boring, whatever. There's no competition. Yeah, but come on, man. At least the runner-up, too. I'm just saying. Maybe not, I don't know. But, that crap going on. And then schools, I know, kind of went on a sidebar there, but gosh dang it. A school like the Chanticleers, they weren't ranked before, and they surprised everybody. They're 11-0. And they're only ranked number 12? Really? Really, guys? They're not number 6 like they were? What made them drop? They're undefeated. How the hell did they drop? How? They were number 6. I saw it with my own 2 eyeballs. I saw it. UCF. Damn right they deserve that gosh damn championship banner. Why? Because, gosh damn it, they made it. They were up there. They got there. How did they not get... Oh, because, Ohio State, they only got 1 loss, but they were up there before, or whatever. I played in a more powerful conference. It's wins and losses, guys. It's wins and losses. It is what it is. And if someone gets belted, they get belted. Who cares? It's the fair thing to do. So I don't think it'll ever turn into that, Taryn. I know your personal thoughts on that, but I don't think it'll ever turn into what I just said. It was probably going to always be that way with the, stronger conference, stronger teams play, stronger schedule, whatever. But it just sucks. So, with the Pac-12, you're right, dude. We never had a chance. I'm sorry, but with this late start and everything like that, there's nothing we can do. Crazy how we started things off too. Late, and it's crazy for USC. Yeah, we're playing Washington. Oh, no, we're playing Oregon. That's right. The film, everything had to get switched, and it's just crazy on the athletes and on the coaches. It's crazy on the players and on the coaches and everything. But overall, Taryn, as much as we want USC to end, like I said, I feel like this is the lost cause, dude. It is. We're gonna end up playing and the No One Cares Bowl, or maybe even a nicer bowl. But all I really care about, all that even matters at this point in time, is that we got football, Taryn. I know it sucks. Honestly, I hate to say that. I really do. And it hurts to say this because I want to say more. But I think we can end on this note, or getting close to it. How do you feel, Taryn? Overall, man? Look, how do you feel? Because, okay, one last thing. How do you feel with the situation with COVID and everything? Because how about this, man? Look, plain and simple. This is how I feel. If anybody won this year, I mean, national championship, yeah, okay, is what it is. I mean, we're all talking about asterisks on all the professional teams and everything, too. If anybody won this year, in college football at least, it was the players, all the players, the coaching staffs, and the fans. Because even though we're going to have some hardware handed out, Heisman, everything like that, people, it's an asterisk, whatever. People may think it, people may think not. I think it's still hard work and they earned it. But whatever. I think the winners are, the fans, because we at least got a little bit of the sports we love. The coaching staff, because how about that head coach of Coastal Carolina? That dude might be going to a big school because they're like, dude, who cares if it was crazy? You manage that team so well. Or, or even the Chanticleers in Hull. What if he's like, no, I want to stay here and build this program. That turns, this season's one that like turns them on to like this amazing season. Or even like USC players. What about some of those seniors that are like, I'm close to the NFL draft and I just needed one more year? What if one of those 5 games or the championship game coming up is that big one? Or if we get a bowl game or whatever, like with USC, what if that's all they needed? And now their draft stock is really high. Taryn, do you see the point I'm trying to make?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I do. And one of those players, one of those seniors on USC is Ma'alapei, and I think I don't know if this is true, but I think he might have started at number 3 in terms of the depth chart in terms of running backs, because I saw Stephen Carr starting for a little bit, and he's also a senior, and then Marquis Stepp is only a sophomore. So Stephen Carr and Stepp also had injuries, and they're probably wishing they had some reps back as well. So overall, I do totally agree with you. And honestly, we can only hope for the best. And again, this situation could have been a little bit better had the Pac-12 not jumped the gun with everything. I think they just went a little too early and said, we're canceling everything until the end of the calendar year. And then basketball was coming back, and then eventually college football came back, and then everything just came back. And it's like, now we're getting everything back. It's a little too late, because then they had to just like jam everything into one. And I even said that USC was going to go 7-0. Now it's going to be 6-0 should they emerge victorious. 7-0 with their 6 wins in the regular season, and then their 7th win in the Pac-12 championship, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so overall, I do feel for like some of the athletes that could have had a better chance to like represent their schools and get some hardware for them. And we don't even know what's going to happen with the bowl games. Like some of these bowl games are going to have like no fans in attendance, and then some of these bowl games aren't going to be playing in general. So it's still like a waiting game to see what's going to happen with everything. So we'll see.
We will, and greatly said. And that's a great note to end on. Taryn, this was a good show, man. We're about 22 minutes over, but I don't care, man. It was a good one. We had a really good show here, and I think if there were any questions that were, trying to be asked or anything like that, at least to us, to our knowledge from our listeners, I feel like we did a pretty decent job answering those questions. I know some of you, it's in the middle of the day, and I know a lot of you are working, and some of you can't tune in and everything. But like myself, hey, I got my lift earlier. I woke up this morning, and I was getting everything ready and set, and I was listening to Daniel Medina from last night, the NorCal Faithful podcast, and I was getting my lift, I listened to Adam Karnick and the Chi-Town Weekly, of course, podcast that was on Monday. I'm going to check out Taryn's show from last night in a little bit while I get ready to head out. Set point, here's some volleyball. I mean, everybody, you tune in whenever. Of course, I get my podcast on Apple Podcast, because that's just what I use because I have an iPhone. But you can listen, of course, almost anywhere podcasts are found. And, of course, right here on the Spreaker Show where you'll check us out here. I mean, trust me, we're on YouTube, guys. This is just, it's awesome. So, show us some love and tune in. We really appreciate it. And more than anything, y'all, we just appreciate you tuning in. We always ask if you can, if you're available, or if you have the funds. I know it's Christmas time. It's really crazy. But if you have, anything helps, guys. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever helps, guys. Ko-fi. Make sure to check us out at ko-fi.com/iSportsRadio. Once again, that's ko-fi.com/iSportsRadio. Everybody, and I don't know if I said / between the K and the O. I'm sorry if that's a dash. But anyway, anything helps just to help us keep going. And we don't know how long all this crap is going to, plague us for. Hopefully I get good job soon and everything. But I do know that you all are all helping us go. We appreciate you all. Check us out. Check out some merchandise at iesportsradio.com/shop. Pick you up a t-shirt, a hat. We don't got many things left, but whatever we have left, they're going to redo the inventory on the website. Probably tomorrow or the day after. I'm going to really try hard to get that done. But if we don't have something, I'll message you personally. But let us know and pick up something. We really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for all your help, all your love and support. We really, really appreciate you. And it's just been a crazy ride, but thank you so much. But yeah, Taryn and I, we did. I think we did okay there, Taryn. I think we answered the best to the best of our ability the questions on everything from the CCCAA to the NJCAA to the Division III, Division II. The FCS, the NAIA, and Division I. We kind of, we got into the craziness of the playoff. We got into all of that, the rankings, what we think, and all that good stuff there, and who's getting slided, and who we probably know for a fact is getting slided, and who knows, whatever, and everything like that. And even, like I said, lower divisions and everything. So, Taryn, I mean, what do you think, man? What do you think of our show for today? Pretty okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's great to be back, and once again, it felt great to talk some college football and to get out some of those news. It means I won't have to keep it stored in, and I'll probably it'll be one less thing on my mind, and maybe it'll keep us going in terms of keeping up with some of these news. Like, you never know, because eventually the 3C2A it will eventually happen, but there's going to be some restrictive guidelines and whatnot, so we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope and let's see what goes on, man. So with that said, that is going to do it for today's show. Taryn, any last thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to say before you're out here today? And of course, where can they find ya?
You can find me on Twitter, where I'm mainly active, at Taryn Rodriguez 1. That's where I tweet about most things like sports and whatnot. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at Taryn Rodriguez 1992. Then you can follow my shows, Set Point on Twitter at set_point.ie. And then you can follow the SoCal Supreme Sports Show on Twitter at SoCal Show IESR on Twitter as well. And I'm just going to wonder how I'm going to be doing my show when the Pac-12 championship is going on. I'll probably have to watch in the background as I do my show, so we'll see.
Dude, that's kind of a cool show if you think about it. I'm definitely hey, I'll probably be busy. I don't even know if I'm gonna be watching the game or whatever. But dude, that'd be really cool, man. I'm definitely gonna catch your show after, or if we can watch it live, that'd be cool. But it'd be cool, man, to hear your show going and have the game going on. It'd be kind of like a /commentary /show, So yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. However you can do it. And then of course, ladies and gentlemen, Taryn and I are homies right now, but tomorrow. I'm just saying, no, we're homies forever. But what I'm saying is tomorrow we got ourselves a primetime face-off. Probably going to be doing that thing sometime in the morning, because Taryn and I are both just kind of free at the moment, especially in the morning. Well, for me, for sure, I won't be free in the evening. Definitely, we got some cool stuff going on tomorrow. Really excited, guys. Really excited for tomorrow. Of course, Thursday Night Football. Of course, if you don't know, Taryn and I are talking about Thursday Night Football. Of course, his Chargers taking on my Raiders. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have ourselves a primetime face-off. Like I said, probably sometime in the morning. And then we're going to have a special guest on IE Sports Radio tomorrow. She is co-CEO of IE Sports Radio. Glad to have her, my beautiful girlfriend, soon-to-be fiance. She's amazing, and I'm really happy to have her in my life. If you're listening, I love you, baby, and I'm really happy to have her. We're gonna have ourselves an interesting show tomorrow. That's right. She has decided, or she has been convinced. I'm just kidding. No, she has expressed interest in the podcast, and she's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So tomorrow we have something special planned. I'm not going to say a word. I'm announcing that we will have a podcast together. It'll be a special edition of The Defining Moment. The Defining Moment will return, of course, and then, of course, that'll go into our New Year's show and the Hall of Fame show and everything. But we're going to have a special show tomorrow. We're probably looking at about 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern, so that way we can be before the game. But it's going to be a fun show. We have a fun topic. It's sports, but not like what you think. It's going to be really fun, and we have a fun topic. It's going to be a really, really neat topic. And she's definitely not the biggest sports person, but she's doing her best to get into it. Because of me, she's amazing. And like I said, we have a fun show. So I think that'll be it. We'll confirm tomorrow morning. Or today. But Taryn and I will be sometime tomorrow morning. We'll also confirm that later on today when we figure out how tomorrow's going to look, the day and everything. So be ready, y'all. You got Taryn and myself going head-to-head in a primetime face-off tomorrow. And you got, on 3 and Out, you got my beautiful girlfriend Cecilia and I having a show tomorrow on The Defining Moment, the return of The Defining Moment, on a really cool topic. We got a great game tomorrow. We got Seth E., or I don't know who's calling the game tomorrow on Thursday Night Football on USRN, so that's going to happen. We got some great shows on Friday coming up. The State of Ohio Sports coming up, followed by the SoCal Supreme Sports Show with our very own Taryn Rodriguez here, and of course, the State of Ohio Sports with Andrew Hagenbaugh. So everybody, y'all, this has been awesome. We're now at an hour and a half, so that's going to be that. But thank you so much for all of your time, for all of your love, for all your support, for tuning in, and we appreciate it. We will return sometime next week, but until then, cue the music, cause we're out of here! Alright, y'all. That's gonna do it for my boy Taryn Rodriguez. For me, your boy Larry B. You can follow us as a whole at IE Sports Radio, on Twitter at IE Sports Radio, also on Instagram at IE Sports Radio. You can give us a like on Facebook. We'd certainly like that. Check us out on LinkedIn at IE Sports Radio as well. You can also check us out on the Hidden Gems Sports, or Hidden Gems Sports group, or I forgot what I called it, but just type of Hidden Gems. Hopefully you'll see it on Facebook. Trying to get more podcasts in there. Of course, it's been crazy the last couple weeks, but really trying to get that going. So, everybody can show off, show their shows, and, get their name out there a little more. I guess trying to create a big community for all of us there. So, or at least the IE Sports Radio brand of our community. I know there's other ones out there, but anyway, with that said, that's gonna do it. Check us out at IESportsRadio.com. Check out all of our shows there. That's a great place to go listen to any of the shows because, well, the RSS feed goes right to the website. So we have that. Lots of great things coming up on IESportsRadio.com. We're going to get the forum going again. Of course, we've got the blog that I've got to get everything uploaded to. It's on WordPress right now, so go to WordPress, search IE Sports Radio. Taryn wrote his first blog. I got to go read that thing. But anyway, with that said, y'all, that'll do it for today's show. Once again, for Taryn Rodriguez, for me, your boy Larry B, we'll return next week at a time that we just probably are going to have to wing it, but at a time that we can find to recap championship weekend and get you ready for bowl season or whatever's happening, or college football playoffs. We know that's going to happen, but anyway, that's going to do it. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.